Artis Community provides opportunities for people of all ages and abilities to take part in programs of creative dance and the visual arts. We all know the arts provides a platform for learning at any stage in our lives, and it makes a real difference to people's quality of life. I'm presenting two projects that show learning in different contexts for participants and artists alike. The Community Dance Pathway is led by our head of dance, Louise Prosser, and offers a progression route for people of all ages and abilities to progress as they grow and develop, creating a framework for young people to follow a career in dance and performing arts. Equally, it provides an opportunity for young people to lead active and healthy lives. Volunteers are important to the Pathway program. Young people who are interested in learning leadership skills join the younger children's classes to support the dance leader. We currently have 24 volunteers throughout the program, and our youngest volunteer is just 8 years old. As young people get older and develop new skills, our program adapts to ensure that participants are challenged in ways that are appropriate and enjoyable. Choreography follows themes that are relevant to young people's lives, and young people forge friendships with peers they have danced with and grown up with. Learning is non-competitive, and young people safely rise up to meet new challenges. Many of our teenage participants started at the age of 3, and they've continued to learn with Louise and her team until they leave for higher education or professional careers. The Pathway continues to develop through partnership with professional dance companies and higher education institutions, offering participants new experiences and opening up new avenues for progression. For each of the last 5 years, Artis Community has hosted a successful dance placement with a third-year dance degree student from Cardiff Metropolitan University. As a direct result of this, the lecturers requested to develop this partnership further by leading a dance project to engage our younger dancers who were identified through the Pathway. Dancers were invited to attend the choreographed dance projects at Cardiff Met, and they made a commitment to attend every Saturday for 10 weeks. 14 participants from age 11 to 15 years worked with the dance degree students and lecturers to create a dance piece that was performed at our community dance night in Treorchy. Rather than choosing the top youth group, participants were chosen from across the Pathway, chosen because of their love of dance and their dedication, because the project's aim was not just to develop the dancers' technical and creative skills, but also to make them aware that there are progression routes and that to be aware of the dance degree course in Cardiff Met. So the project brought together the dancers who are at different levels of skill and who dance in a range of groups across the Pathway. These participants have seen each other perform in the past, but they've never worked together to create a single piece of work. So new friendships have formed and new skills development and increase in their confidence is really evident. And the evaluation session that we had at the end of the project helps us to inform our future plans. Young people identified activities they would like to see continue. They offered new ideas for how we can develop new projects, and everyone feels the success of this training project, and we're engaging in conversations now to ensure the combined learning continues to flourish. And I go to a completely different project now, which involved designing a site-specific artwork for the public realm, working with a local primary school. Louise Shenston is our head of visual art for Artis Community and has worked throughout South Wales for over 30 years. This project fostered learning across Louise's specialism in mural design with a sculptor and with primary schools. The commission was to design and implement an artwork for a pedestrian subway in Llanedden. The commission specifically asked for the painter to work with a sculptor who had experience working in relief. Louise was keen to work with Cathy Dalwood, who has 2 public pieces in South Wales, which are really beautiful. Llanedden is a housing estate built in the 1960s, so Louise decided to use this as the inspiration for the work. This fitted well with Cathy's work too, as she had previously undertaken a commission for Habitat based on similar architecture. Louise liked the idea of linking this with the graphic style also used to influence 60s design. So the first of the 3 days at the primary school introduced the project themes and styles. Pupils were shown examples of 1960s graphics, took photographs of the local area, brainstormed ideas that related to the neighbourhood. This first day was very much a warm-up exercise, getting children to think about how they could simplify their images by working in line. The second day, Louise wanted them to focus specifically on the style of local buildings. Black and white photocopies of the photographs were deliberately upped in contrast, emphasizing shape and tone. Using graphite sticks, they drew their buildings, cutting out the details. So they cut out bushes and other distractions, so they just looked at the patterns that were present in the building. And it translated this to blocks of tone. 60s architecture is perfect for it. From the drawings, Louise then gave them the task of translating this into a collage. She gave them a few rules. They could use black, white, gray, and only one other color of their choice. On day 3, they worked on making a 3D relief based on their collages. The children were given a 20 by 20 piece of card, and they could use any of the materials to create the relief collage, thinking about different textures using the previous work as inspiration. They had to make sure everything was securely stuck down, because otherwise things began to float in the plaster. The finished collages were then put in a mold using foam, but any method, any material could be used: wood, card, rigid plastic. Louise secured these with gaffer tape, making sure the collage hadn't gone over the edge, because again, the mold needed to be securely tight, otherwise the plaster just went everywhere. Kathy Dalwood used the children's relief as inspiration for her own, and this was featured in the finished mural. She loved the way the children used materials and textures so intuitively. Learning and inspiration affected the artists and the participants alike. So Louise scanned all the children's work and used their graphic collages to create the finished design. And this incorporated Kathy's relief work. And in this way, the children are given ownership of the work whilst maintaining a well-crafted artwork that the whole community can relate to and can appreciate.